Hello everyone, welcome to Us to Design Academy. This is where you learn to become a professional graphic designer. In this tutorial, we'll be taking us through the fundamentals of graphic design. This is where you learn the principles of design, the elements of design, the color theory, the layout and composition. Those are the key items, the key subtopics that we'll be explaining under this tutorial. So without wasting our time, let's get started. We have a material already for us that we'll be using for this course, and here we have it. So what is design? What is design? Design is a word that covers not just graphic design. We have building design, we have architectural design, we have machine design. So design is a word is everywhere. So the design, you can say design is the process of envisioning and planning the creation of objects, interactive system, building, vehicles, etc. So how things work out is planning it, how to let things work out for you is a kind of design. So likewise, having a vision for something is also a design. To visualize something even before it happens. You are trying to create a path. You are trying to lay out some kind of information ahead of something. That is a design. So, but here we are talking of graphic design. So the next one. Graphic design is the art of visual communication that combines images, words, and ideas to convey information to an audience, especially to produce a specific effect. See, a lot of people, a lot of designers don't really understand the definition of graphic design. If you understand the concept of graphic design, even right from the time you are designing any flyer or visual item, you'll be able to judge yourself that, okay, this thing, or can we categorize this flyer as a graphic design or not? Because if that item is not communicating, if it is not communicating, it's not passing a message, or doesn't combine well with the image and the words, and the idea of that image is not seen by the people, by the audience, that is, there should be an audience that you want this flyer to pass a message to and pass a specific effect. If your design is not passing any information, is not gathering the audience that you want to gather, is not calling people to action, maybe you want people to buy something for you, and that flyer you don't see any response from it. In fact, people are not sharing your image, because people will only share the image of something that they understand. If you are not able to convince your audience or communicate to your audience, the audience will just scroll over your image and move on. So let's try to understand that. Graphic design, your design must be able to convey information. You must be able to apply an effect to your audience. So it is the way of conveying ideas through visuals and designs. So next slide. The main cocoa of the matter, fundamentals of design. So under fundamental of design, we have the elements of design. So we're starting with elements of design. There are 7 elements of design. We have the lines, the color, the lines, the shape, the space, the image, the color, the form, and texture. So we'll take them one by one. What is the meaning of lines? What do they say shape is? What is space? What do you mean by image? What do you mean by color, forms, and texture? Right from the definition of them, you should be able to, understand the meaning of this. But let's move on. Lines. Lines is used to add style, enhance comprehension, create forms, and divide space. So lines are used to add style. If you want to add style, for example, let's look at a road. On a road, we have this line that is used to divide the lanes of a road. So that line is a style. The style is having dashed lines. Do you understand? Those dashed lines is a style. You can use a thick line, it's also a style. You can use 2 double line is also a style. So you can use line to create a style on your image. Enhance comprehension, you can use your line to ease, line is like a flow of things. You can use line to connect things together. Flow, ease, comprehension, like direct people's view to somewhere. Like you want someone, you've shown an image, you now want to direct, after seeing this image, you want people to follow a line and see another thing. So you can use line to do that. So create form. Your form is like any item, like you can say a 3D item, a 2D, anything, any image. Image has edge, so line can be the edge of the image. Then to divide space, you can use line to divide space. So I think that is very easy and comprehensive. Let's move on. Color can evoke reaction. Right from the color of your flyer, the color will always evoke reaction. If, for example, let's say black, you see something black and you see someone's death on it, that's like death. So the color will always, and if you see something like green, the green is always something colorful, growth, growth. Blue is something peaceful, cool, like the sky. And so color will always evoke some kind of reaction. So you must be able to judge, you must be able to guide yourself whenever you want to decide the color you want to use for your design. So color can evoke reaction, emotions, or even actions, all without using words. It can be applied to other elements like lines, shapes, texture, and typography. So we have the three types of color. We have the primary color, the secondary color, and the tertiary color. We'll still treat color again later in this course, but this is just the introductory part. We have to take it as an introduction. Moving on. Shapes. Under shapes, we have the geometric shape and the organic shape. A shape is a two-dimensional form, of course. It's not a three-dimension. A two-dimension is something plain. A three-dimension is something that has length, width, and depth. You understand? That's a 3D. So it occupies an area with identifiable boundaries. You understand? So shapes can be geometric or organic. Geometric shapes are the ones that have regular edges, and you can have angles in their edges. It is not uniform. It's not a irregular shape. It is a regular shape. Do you understand? So that's geometric shape. Organic shape are like the organic matter that we have on earth, like leaves and things that have irregular lines that form the shape. Do we understand? So next slide. Forms. A form is simply a three-dimensional geometrical figure. So anything 3D, call them a form, and that they have a dimensional geometric figure. Yeah, so we use forms also to show uniqueness in our design. Maybe you want to call the attention of people to a particular item on your flyer. You can use it to be a 3D form. So that 3D form will stand out. But 3D form should not be too much on your design. Maybe just maybe a 3-letter word, a 4-letter word. So if it becomes too much, it will distort the image and your design will not be fine. So that's how. And also you can use forms for your background. Maybe you want your background to have a 3D look. So forms also can work. So next slide. Space. Yeah. Space refers to the area that the space or form occupies, like the space of your design. So under space, it's also referred to the background against which we see the shape or form. So the whole space, let's say, look at this. This gray rectangle is the space for this design. It can be divided as positive and negative space. Now, what do you mean by positive and negative space? I said this is the space. The gray is the space. Now the black here is the positive space for your letter, because that is where the letter A, now we see there, is occupying. And that is the positive space. But the negative space is the outer path that is free. So we can make use of positive space to show our elements, and we can also use negative space to show our element. For example, look at how they showed out 5. So they cut that out from A. They cut it out from A. That is they want to use the negative space to show 5. We already see that is 5. We already know this is 2. We already know this is 7. When we look at it, they are making use of negative space, not positive space. So you can also use that idea in your design. It's an idea. It's an idea. So you don't want to communicate it straight. Easily. You want the people to see the negative space before they identify what you want to see. Okay, next slide. Texture. Under texture, texture is this way a surface feels, or is perceived to feel. Like texture, it's just like the roughness of anything. If you are touching the surface of a wood, a raw wood, that would definitely be different from the surface of your dining table. It's a flat, smooth table. It's also going to be different from the surface of your towel. It's going to be different from the surface of your face. It's going to be different from the surface of a plastic. So texture is giving us a kind of feeling. So it is used to create a visual tone and can influence the look and feel of a piece of a graphic design. If I want to communicate something food, okay, let me say something abstract, maybe AI, artificial intelligence, or computer stores. Let's say I'm selling a phone, I'm selling iPhone, I'm selling Techno or Android phone, and I want to design a flyer for that. Will I prefer to use a smooth layout, a smooth background, or a rough background? It is more advisable to use a smooth background because you are selling a product, a phone that is shiny, smooth, new. So you want your surface to be also smooth, and a phone is not usually found on a rough surface. You cannot see a phone on a rough surface. Usually you see a phone on sparkling surface. You understand? So it has to be a smooth. So if you are selling any item, like let's say a teacher wants to advertise something, so we can use a rough surface for that kind of design, just to communicate. It gives it influences how your audience will understand what you're marketing to them, what you're visualizing to them. So for example, look at this image now. It looks somewhat rough. So how does it feel? People will be able to tell you that, oh, this is rough. You don't need to ask me before I know that something is going on there. It is rough. So that's how it is. Image can be powerful force in design. No matter what the subject, we are naturally drawn to them. They are usually the first thing we see. Whenever you design, the image you design is the first thing that will catch the attention of your your audience. So it is very nice to add image to your design. Very nice. But know how to add them. If you are adding image, know the kind of image you want to add. Image that you add to your design must be of only high definition image. Do not use poor quality image. High definition image in the sense that it has to be good quality. A lot of people don't understand this. They just design maybe because they are not taught well, or they don't really understand the principles of design. If you are designing, anytime you are using a poor image, you are not communicating. The poor image will distort you, will disqualify the design totally. Go and look at designs by big industries. Go and look at designs by Coca-Cola. Go and look at designs by MTN. Go and look at designs by big brands. Look around you, look at the business, look at Glow, look at Salads, look at any business beside you that are well known in your community. They will always use high quality image for their design. They will not use a blur image. So that is telling you that whenever you are using a blur image, you are sending customers away from you. You are telling your audience you are not serious about what you are doing. That is it. So next slide. That's about the elements of design. Those are the elements, everything you need there. The elements you'll be applying in design. Just try to understand them. You can get a book and jot them down. You can also read more about them in the course, in the materials we send to you. You can also learn more online to get to know them better. So principles of design. Let's move to principles of design. Alright, I'll be stopping this video here. Continue in the next tutorial. Thank you.